Hello everyone, my name is Chance Brutton. Welcome to StarCraft II, Legacy of the Void. On the last episode, Zeratul gave his life for Auir in trying to save young hierarch Artanis from Amon. Now, in this episode, it is up to us, as Artanis, to try and ensure that Zeratul's death was not in vain by gathering up whatever Protoss we can and getting out of Auir, because apparently Auir is now very dangerous, since Amon is apparently seizing control of it. And, of course, we need to survive if we want to be able to save the universe from Amon's fury. I still can't believe Zeratul is dead. That comes as quite a blow. At least we have Artanis, and Zeratul was able to tell us what we need to do. We need to find an artifact. Find the artifact from the original campaign. He called it the Keystone. There's a Dark Templar dying. So that's the Phase Smith in the background there. He engineers a lot of important stuff. I'm not sure exactly what his job is, but I guess it's kind of like an engineer. And here is Artanis. So it's been a little while since I last played the last mission, so it's good to have this refresher, but I think we did see this before. Yeah, so now we're going to tell the Phase Smith that we need to activate the Spear of Adun, I think. The great flagship.
I have been looking for you.
Artanis, praise the
Your nerve
gods.
cords, they must be removed.
Already
It was
done.
done by the Dark Templar. I am free of the Kala's corruption. Are there others?
I have saved all that I could. Come, we must escape this world before time runs out.
Escape? How?
The Spear of Adun still rests beneath the ruins of Kor Shakal. Its generators are ancient, but a Phase Smith of your ability will know how to bring them online.
The Spear of Adun. I am honored to have the opportunity. This is fortune we cannot ignore.
Indeed. Come, we must go at once.
So the Spear of Adun, I believe, is what Artanis was getting before we found out about the Kala's corruption.
We are en route to the Spear of Adun. As long as its generators still function, I should be able to bring them online. Once the spear is fully activated, we must flee from this fallen world.
Alright, perfect. Let's go.
The Spear of Adun lies dormant beneath the heart of the Conclave. I had hoped to raise it, to secure our victory against the Zerg. But now, it is our last hope for survival.
Artanis,
Oh.
why do you flee from your salvation?
Selendis. She has fallen under Amon's control. Karax, we have to bring the Spear of Adun online.
The first power cell is activating, but the remaining 4 have been disabled by creep.
I see. We have no choice but to clear them. What of our defenses?
Photon cannons.
Unfortunately, they are without power. However, the Spear of Adun support systems can aid us. They will allow us to deploy pylons anywhere on the battlefield. We should deploy one here as soon as possible.
Nice! How do I do that? Where's the deploy pylon button? Where?
These photon cannons can defend our nexus point, Hierarch. They require only a pylon to function. You can warp in a pylon using the Spear of Adun. Press the deploy pylon button at the top of your command screen.
There we go. And we have
Our
three
cannons will
others.
now fire upon enemies within range. If they become damaged, the shield battery will restore their shielding.
These defenses will indeed be vital to our evacuation. But our first priority must be to clear the power cells of creep.
Certainly. Well, we'll build up a little bit of a force, and then we'll do that. We should get some upgrades rolling. Perfect. Keep the probes training. And as per usual in a StarCraft game, the first little bit here will be macroing. I tend to follow in the Thorzane or Ret style of gameplay, which is get as many units and buildings as you can at first, just build up your forces, build up your economy, and then attack when you have overwhelming numbers. That's typically the best way to do it, in my opinion. We have limited energy on the Spear of Adun. Okay, so we can't warp in a pylon all the time, so if we can build pylons manually most of the time, then it will be to our benefit. We want to build some defenses at the back end.
We can now transform our gateways into warp gates. This allows us to warp in warriors to any area with pylon power. I'm detecting unpowered warp gates nearby. Constructing a pylon next to them would restore their power, giving us an advantage. The Spear of Adun's deploy pylon ability would be ideal for this. Of course, our probes can always warp in pylons as well.
That's what I'm doing, Karax. If you haven't noticed. Alright, let's upgrade to gateways. So this will be a significant improvement in technology over what we had before.
Warp gate online. We can begin warping in warriors from it immediately, Hierarch.
So now we can build troops, or at least foot troops, wherever there's power from a pylon.
Circling bioforms on approach to our nexus. We must rally our defenses.
Defenses are rallied, don't worry. Where's that extra probe? I think I sent him back to the mineral line. We could use him to build some more defenses for us. Actually, we could also use some more gateways. And can we build stalkers yet? No, we don't have the required technology for that. So the next thing we need our probes to do is we need more stalkers, so we need to build a cybernetics core. That's the tech requirement for stalkers. We should also get a couple more gateways so that we can build units faster. So this shield battery, it was a building in the original StarCraft. I don't think it had autocast back then, but I can't be sure at this point. It's been a long time. So it will automatically restore shields to nearby things using its energy. That includes our army if we move our army nearby, and it also includes the photon cannons on our front line. So that'll just make it a little bit more difficult for anything to bring our defenses down. And with our cybernetics core done, we can now build additional stalkers to reinforce our army, and at the same time continue our upgrades. We're just about ready to take this first constriction that's covering up the, what do they call it? The power conduit, power cells. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see the objectives, and that's where it does in fact restate that they are power cells. I just warped in more stalkers. That is not what I meant to do, but I guess that's okay for the time being. I mean, can always use more stalkers, just zealots were a bit higher priority. We don't have access to any more advanced structures, unfortunately. So we will just have to stick with what we have for now. Let's build a battery, and then a couple of cannons, and this will defend the southern part of our base. So now, no enemies can attack us from any direction, I don't think. Let's get the probe to have a look out here real quick. See what's here. We can also start warping in some more zealots. Oh no, we need additional pylons. And our probe died to some enemy defenses. Okay, so next time we go scouting down there, we are going to need to send our army to have a look. And let's build a spare pylon at our defenses, just so that we do have a spare, and the enemy can't just take out the one pylon we have and eliminate all of our power supply. And, okay, I'm getting a little impatient here. Oh, they're attacking. Well, that's one way to fix my impatience. So they've got Dragoons down there. We'll blink forward to get up on them. I'm not sure how Dragoons compare to things like Stalkers, because there were no stalkers in StarCraft 1, and the Dragoons can have been tweaked a lot for StarCraft 2, so...
Intriguing.
Heck, I don't even know for sure what they were good for in StarCraft 1. When I played it, I was really little, and I had no concept of strategy. When I played StarCraft 1, even rock, paper, scissors strategy was a bit much. It was that long ago. Alright, we freed the first power
The
cell.
second power cell is active. The spear's sensor array is reacting.
Do not deny your destiny, Artanis. Your people have finally found true unity.
Sensors online. Wait, what is this? Warp prisms approaching our nexus point.
Stalkers, eliminate those warp prisms.
So it's a good thing we have extra stalkers and cannons up here. Oh man, that was so easy. We were so prepared for that. Oh, that was brilliant. Started warping in some additional stalkers at home. Started building. Our cannons started firing at them. Oh, it was excellent. So that is an indicator that it might be a good idea now, since they've done that, to build just a couple more cannons just around,
You must place that
in case they manage to surprise us from some other direction. We don't have to pay for the pylons that we get from the Spear of Adun, so that's a good thing. Let's try and do some damage up here. Move forward a little bit, at least to this ramp, and we'll deploy a pylon from the Spear of Adun. The thing that Spear of Adun is really going to be useful for right now is going to be building forward pylons with our army. Although in this particular case, I think we might want to send a probe up here to build a couple of cannons and a shield battery here, I guess. So that that becomes a better defended choke point.
It shall be as you say.
Now, let's see about these Protoss down here that blew apart our probe last time.
Another pack of zerglings is approaching our nexus from the south.
Oh, the south is no problem. The south is where our defenses are the strongest. So that's actually going to be funny. In fact, our army's there right now.
You require my skills.
That is a lot of zerglings, though, to be fair. Alright, let's warp in some more zealots, because I feel like we have too few zealots. And charge!
Struggle no more. Be released from your pain.
No, I refuse. What if I want it?
Unseen.
That doesn't sound right. What if our freedom is more important?
I serve.
Alright. Oh, here's another warp gate. Let's not bother bringing a probe up here. Let's just deploy from the Spear of Adun.
I've brought another warp gate online. Prepare it for immediate use.
Alright. Oh, and to prepare it, that means that we need to hotkey. So apparently we're doing Carrick's job as well as Artanis.
You require my skills.
Now our zealots are almost gone. I wish I could warp in another pylon now, because I would like to warp in some additional zealot reinforcements
Intriguing.
sooner rather than later.
We move.
But I think we'll be okay. We can warp them in this pylon, though, and then bring them up. That'll work.
All life is broken. Flawed. It must be reforged.
Come on, survive. I'm pushing through with minimal forces because I really want to do things faster rather than slower. But it does mean that we take more losses. So here's another forward pylon. So we can warp in some more zealots right at the front lines. That'll be very useful. And they will ensure that our stalkers stay alive longer.
Every hand turns against you. Even the ground beneath your feet carries the seeds of my victory.
Oh, he said that before. That meant Nidus worms. Ah, frickin', it means it again.
Nidus worms. Warriors, strike them down. We are not defeated yet.
Retreat! Oh, man. Oh, our defenses took out 2/3 of the Nidus worms before they even had any units come out of them. Oh, that's wonderful.
State thy
That is just how ahead of the game we are right now. Perfect. And our defenses up here are holding, so our army just needs to clear out the Nidus worms. And when this creep goes away, our probe here can build some defenses on this side. In fact, we should probably push out from this side to move towards the marker in the eastern portion of the map. And let's make sure our stalkers stay behind our zealots, because our zealots are meant to be a shield for them. We won't deploy a pylon because we have a probe right here. I mean, it would be a little bit of a waste to bother deploying a pylon. And we'll build a couple of cannons around this conduit just because it's convenient, because there's already a power field there. Wait, why is there a power field there? That's a good question, actually. I didn't think of that. Oh, the conduit itself provides power. Oh, okay. That's nice to know. What was down there that was just under attack? I'm not sure, but now we are about to be under attack. Let's power this warp gate, and maybe we should pull our... Actually, we don't need to pull our army back.
Well done,
Warp in.
Hierarch. All of the abandoned warp gates are now under our control.
Oh! And the game's glitched and possibly crashed. Yep. Alright, be right back. So fortunately the game loaded from a nearby checkpoint, so it really didn't take all that long to get back to this point. So now we can continue pushing towards the eastern pylon, or the eastern power conduit. Alright, let's warp in another pylon to take control of that warp gate and continue to push forward. Remembering always to summon more reinforcements. Oh, those were Ultralisks. That's Ultralisks. I hope they're not the upgraded Ultralisks like we had in the Heart of the Swarm campaign. That would suck.
I would advise caution, Hierarch. You are approaching the Zerg's hive cluster. It will be heavily defended.
Don't worry.
Well done, Hierarch. All of the abandoned warp gates are now under our control.
I'm not sure if those forces approached because we came close to the entrance or not, but we're going to avoid the main hive cluster for right now, because it's a little bit more than we want to handle. Alright, now we are very close to the next conduit. We can probably summon a forward pylon up here. That would be nice. Then we can just get reinforcements. Man, the Spear of Adune's ability to send pylons to the front line is going to be really useful, combined with our warp gate technology that allows us to send reinforcements to any pylon. Because before it used to be a pain, because you'd have to send a probe all the way to the front line to build a pylon and then keep them alive.
We're almost finished, Hierarch. The Spear of Adune is nearly online. Only one cell remains.
Enough. The end to the cycle of infinite madness has come. Cease your struggle against the salvation I bring.
Not gonna happen.
All shall be one. All conflict shall end.
Then again, he's sending a lot of troops, and our things have taken a turn for the worse for our army, and our base is massively under attack. It's a good thing I built all those defenses, because it turns out that we're gonna need them. Alright, retreat the army, summon in some reinforcements. We mostly need zealots to protect these stalkers. And how are our defenses doing? Our defenses are holding up remarkably well, actually. And it's a good thing we built a spare pylon down here, because, as it turns out, we needed it. Alright, let's use our army to help kind of reinforce and take out some of these additional pylons. We need to get a probe back down here so that he can build some cannons to cover some holes in our defenses. Alright, let's take out this Nidus worm. So I think next we need to build a cannon down on the low ground here, and where that phase prism or warp prism was creating units, so that can't happen again. We need to push back towards this conduit now that we're starting to regain control over things. That hybrid is the only real problem we have down here, but I think we've already killed a couple of them. We should have more than enough. Well, Still, let's have a forward pylon, and let's, as always, get some reinforcements. Man, that is just so handy. Oh! Our stuff is under attack down here. Let's cancel our buildings to get a refund. We've activated the power cells anyway, so we should be alright. The enemy can't break through our defenses. Okay, we got it. We're good.
Power transfer completed. The Spear of Adun is ready to depart.
Oh, that is the Spear of Doom.
All firstborn freed from Amon aboard, Facesmith. We must flee this world. We are to survive.
As you command.
When he says firstborn, what does he mean? Like, who are the secondborn? I don't know that. Wow, that was fast. Okay. Apparently it doesn't have to pay attention to atmosphere. I guess it went into some kind of alternate space. All in all, though, I think we did pretty well there. Apart from the one time the game crashed, and the one time when they drove us back a little bit. But so now we've gotten the Spear of Adun. An awesome ship. Oh, I think this was one of the shots that they were promoing with. Yep. This is one of the promotional shots of the ship. I toyed with that as part of the thumbnail.
The Spear of Adun, a marvel of Kalai engineering, and last of the 3 great Ark ships, each created to ensure the continuation of our culture in a dark time. Within its chambers rest contingents of zealots, Templar who bravely sacrificed, entering suspension so that they may serve as this vessel's army. Though it pains me greatly, I have begun severing their nerve cords. The ship's lower decks contain a star forge capable of constructing weapons of war. There is much to learn about this vessel. Its technology is ancient, yet highly advanced. We are aboard a relic from a glorious time when our culture shined as a constellation.
It is pretty amazing.
The celestial array has been updated, Hierarch. From here, you may select our next point of travel.
With this vessel, we will avenge what has transpired, Karax, and we will free the Templar.
Zeratul will not have sacrificed himself in vain. Alright, so Korhal and Shakuras are our 2 options. And apparently we have a whole army. That's pretty awesome. Protoss who put themselves in stasis waiting for the time they would be needed. They're really appreciated now, because we need them.
Is lost once more. My great vision of reclamation left in ruins. This shall not stand. The Terrans of Korhal have in their possession the Xel'Naga Keystone, which Zeratul foresaw would lead to our salvation. Though I have not seen Commander Raynor in many solar returns, I believe he will give the Keystone to us.
Oh, I have no doubt. Providing, of course, that it is up to him. Oh, there I can click on Shakuras. Okay.
The Nerazim of Shakuras ritually sever their connection to the Kala. Because of this, they are now the last free Protoss. I must reach them before Amon's armies.
That's a very tough call. Both of those are very important targets. Potentially the Keystone is more important, because without that, we are probably doomed. Without the Dark Templar, we could get by, but we really need their help. Then again, the Amon has, as far as we know, Amon... Well, actually, we can't assume anything. He probably knows about the artifact since he took over Selendis and everybody. But he'd still have to get through all the Terrans to get to it. Probably. So it would take some time. This would give us the Kadarin monolith, if that's how it's pronounced. An extremely powerful defensive structure, has superior range and damage, but is very expensive and attacks slowly. That sounds really good. Dark Templar, not so much. They're okay, I suppose. But personally, I don't like using them very much. Immortals are a very important part of the standard Protoss composition, though. The defensive structure is not. So I'm inclined to go with Core Hall. Besides, who knows what other assistance Raynor can provide. Hopefully, the Dark Templar will still be there when we're done, and we can go back and get them. But there's just too much we need to do at once. Uh-oh, why are you firing? Okay. Ooh, nice. That was slick.
Protoss vessel, this is Commander James Raynor. Artanis? Man, ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
Friend Raynor, you seem rather occupied.
Just another day at the office.
Who are these insurgents?
Call themselves Mobius Corps, an elite guard that used to work for Dr. Narud. They've been striking worlds throughout the sector, leaving few survivors. Each world attacked reported hybrid leaving them.
Then truly, no world is beyond Amon's reach.
Reinforce those bulkheads. Reposition the Mark 7 Alpha. We need to form a battle line. They've overrun Sky Shield, our orbital defense platform. Looks like they've destroyed its atmospheric stabilizers. It's falling fast. If it crashes, it'll obliterate August Grad.
We will ensure that does not happen, Commander. Engage their fleet and keep their assault at bay.
Like old times, buddy. Like old times.
All right. So now things are off to a good start.
Before our armies engage the enemy, it would be wise to review our military capabilities within the War Council.
Right. Okay, so now this is where we get to upgrade stuff, assuming we have the materials to upgrade, and where we get to talk to people to find out a little bit more about what's going on. So first let's talk to people, and then we'll scope out what kind of upgrades and stuff we can get.
Karax, even without the Kala's light, I can sense your sadness, your pain. Does the Spear of Adun bring you no joy?
That is just it, Hierarch. Without the Kala, it is as if I am blind. I cannot sense your feelings, know the true depth of your thoughts. I cannot call upon the surety of other phase-smiths. I am alone.
I feel the isolation as well, as though thrashing within the vacuum of space. But you are not alone, brother.
To think, the Dark Templar have endured this existence all this time. The days ahead will not be easy.
We may not have the Kala to rely on, Karax, but we still stand as one.
Exactly.
We will endure. There is no other option.
You don't need the Kala. The Terrans don't have any kind of Kala. The Dark Templar have gone on fine without it. They rejected it.
It seems fate has drawn us together once again, James Raynor.
I'd call it luck.
Luck is a concept that is purely human in origin. We Protoss see the synchronicity of events, and know there is a grander design behind them.
It don't matter how you see it. The result's the same. So what brought you all the way out here, Artanis?
Zeratul believed that the artifact in your possession, the Keystone, he called it, could guide us to the Xel'Naga.
Where's Zeratul now?
The Dark Prelate fell on Auir. His last hope was that I would continue his quest and find a way to stop Amon.
Damn it. Always knew there was only one way this quest of his was gonna end.
His loss is great. I know you called him friend.
I went through hell to get that artifact because of his damned fool prophecies. Lost a lot of good men. If If he wanted you to have it, take it. It's yours. Right now, though, we got a city to save.
Alright. If we click on the Celestial Array, we'll go to our mission. So now I think is the time to take a look at the War Council. Gentlemen, what have we?
A preserver, released from stasis. She still bears her nerve cords. She is tethered to the collar.
Hold. I am Rohana, Grand Preserver of the Valari, and your War Council advisor. You must be the executor in command.
You are not possessed by the Dark One. How is this possible?
I feel darkness lingering at the edges of my every thought, but I am not corrupted. Preservers of my station have trained to control the Kala's every ripple. I assure you, I will stave off this evil and serve you better by doing so. As all preservers, I hold the memories and personalities of Protoss prior to my submission to stasis. This will allow me to contrast your tactical decisions with those of past executors. From this chamber, you will be able to make all military allocations.
I am Artanis, Hierarch of the Daylon. I lead all that is left of our civilization. Your memories are indeed of use, Rohana. But make no mistake, if you fall to this corruption, I will not hesitate to destroy you.
It is understood. I am prepared for the Firstborn's darkest hour. Come, let me show you what may be done here.
Okay. Can she provide us any intelligence is what I'm wondering, if she has some connection to Amon.
The panel awaits, Hierarch. We may begin whenever you are ready.
Alright, let's talk to you first.
I have heard only tales of the Grand Preservers. I did not expect to encounter one aboard this vessel.
Are they that
That
rare?
is not surprising, Hierarch. My sisters and I are unique, trained from birth to master every intricacy of the Kala. I have experienced its true depth, plunged the infinite spectrum of emotion and memory. It is because of this gift we were selected to enter stasis, so that we may guide you in our most dire hour.
Your sisters were aboard the other Ark ships? Then they...
Are one with the Kala, fallen during the Zerg invasion of Auir. I know this. I feel the tragedy that has befallen us, more deeply than you may realize.
A terrible burden has been laid upon you, Rohana.
Yet it is my fate to bear it, a fate foreseen by the same minds that constructed this vessel. I trust in their wisdom, Hierarch. I will serve my purpose, much as you must serve yours.
Alright then. What kind of upgrades can we
The
get then?
assembly panel allows you to customize your army based on the Protoss technology we encounter.
Okay.
Select a warrior category to begin.
Melee.
Now you may choose one of the two factions for use in upcoming battles. These assignments are not permanent and can be altered as our combat needs change. Many battles await you, Hierarch. Choose a faction and lead them to glory.
So we can get Zealot Whirlwind from Auir. Spear of Dune's weaponry is designed to ensure our people's survival. Our highly trained Zealots can cleave through enemies with ease. Ability Charge and Whirlwind deals 10 damage per second to all nearby ground units. That's impressive. I've never seen that before. Or Centurion.
Shadow Guard waits.
Shadow Charge. Nerazim. Yeah. So, Shadow Charge, Dark Coil stuns enemy ground unit and all ground units near it for 2.5 seconds. So, fairly similar. Oh, briefly cloaks and allows it to move through other units. Oh. Ooh, okay. That's intriguing. So how do they demonstrate that being used? Let's look at the video real quick in the upper right. Oh my gosh, that means that Zealots will never get stuck at the back of the line anymore. And I won't have to keep blinking Stalkers back just so the Zealots can get forward. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, we're sticking with that. Alright. Now, ranged warriors. Alright. Stalker, shield regeneration. Nerazim. Briefly regenerate shields after teleporting, deals bonus damage to armored units. Although unconventional by Templar standards, Stalkers have proven themselves useful additions to our forces. Now enhanced by the Spear of Adun's warp technology, their teleport capabilities have been greatly enhanced. Or, the Dragoon. Enhanced damage, range, and life, deals bonus damage to armored units. Attacks enemy and... I can't speak. Attacks enemy ground and air units for high damage at a slow rate of fire. And provides a high amount of life at the cost of reduced movement speed. I don't like reduced movement speed. But... okay, so all the abilities are passive. Well, except for Blink. They would require less micro. Dragoon exoskeletons allow our warriors to return to the battlefield after sustaining life-threatening injuries. The Spear of Adun's Dragoons predate Kala integration by several centuries and do not require it to function. Ah, okay, so these are really old models of Dragoons. Interesting. It looks like Dragoons will be much better for high damage output. And that might be useful against hybrids, particularly. And they can take a lot more damage. So let's go with Dragoons for the time being. We did select that, right? That is selected? Yeah. And it looks like we'll have a third option at some point. But I don't know what that could be. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, obviously we've got the main Protoss from Auir who followed the Kala, and the Nerazim who are like the Dark Templar who cut themselves off from the Kala. Those are the two old factions. But who's the third then? I do not know. Alright, let's take a look at the next mission.
Sky Shield's in serious trouble, old buddy. If we can't bring it back online, Augustgrad's gonna take a nuclear-sized impact. Mobius Corps soldiers are on the platform now, and those guys are suicidal. Rather die than let us stop them.
Alright, so they've got ghosts, they've got banshees, they've got reapers. I don't know if that's just going to cycle through everything or if that's actually giving us some information. Can we click somewhere specific? No, we just have to launch. Okay. And mission rewards, new Spear of Adun system. So our ship will become better for having done this, but that will have to wait until next episode. In the meanwhile, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.
Oh look, by repeatedly spam clicking everything, I get monkeys.
So I'm pretty sure that there's a monster back there. Oh, he's right there! Oh god, I ran the wrong way! I ran the wrong way! Oh. That could have saved me. Oh, 100 times right now.